This should be a pretty good match then to watch. Our final one of the night. Might as well consider this our finals. Peter on a whole different level from everyone else. So we got Neo and Pawn right now. Let's see who becomes victorious in this set. Oh, pardon me, guys. Made a little bit of an error there on stream. We'll get that first match restarted for you shortly. I like to prepare the next match as we're waiting, and I accidentally broadcast it beforehand. But we will not have that problem this time. My apologies. Let's get this fresh match going. Well, a fresh match turns into a pretty quick kill from Pawn there. Neo just making a little bit of mistakes there at the end. So Pawn going up a quick 1-0 right now. Both with decently sized chains here at the beginning. Neo's got the separated towers. He's got to find some clears, which he does find that chain. But it looks like he's a little bit slow getting to each one of his chains right now. Something we haven't mentioned that we've mentioned in previous broadcasts, since we are in round 6, you don't know how tired a lot of these players are at the end of this tournament, because they're about 2 hours in at this point in time, and panel attack is definitely one of the most mentally taxing games out there, so sometimes that can affect your gameplay as the tournament goes on. Neo could be in a kind of a tough spot. Right here. He gets the greens. Oh, and he gets the blues. He got that in just enough time to outlast Pawn there, because if he was a little bit slower, he could have died like a couple frames before Pawn did there. That was a very scary situation for him.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if he lost some health. I wasn't paying attention, but he was definitely in a scary situation right there.
But yeah, now tied 1-1. Neo looking to try to get that 5 wins for this tournament. This would be another good finish for him, as he was the winner of the very last tournament, I believe, or the tournament before that. I'm not sure, but a little bit slow on the clears once again. Pawn's going to take a second quick one in this match. Oh, man. I think it's a little bit of the fatigue that I mentioned that's getting a little bit to Neo there. He was just like, he was kind of hovering over, excuse me, English is tough sometimes. Hovering over a couple of the panels and wanted to figure out what he wanted to do in the long run. But he just took a little bit too much time and couldn't get a clear set off there. And he's dropped a lot of quick ones to Pawn here. And now he's already facing a match point for Pawn. He's got to win 3 in a row here, or else Pawn could threaten the second place spot now.
And Pawn with some quick aggression to start off. Neo's in a tough situation right here with the 2 stacks on each side.
Luckily, he's going to be able to get it down. But look, Pawn's got all the time in the world to keep firing these big chains back at Neo. And it's just seemed like he's been a little bit slow to react to a lot of the stuff. So he's got to buckle down a little bit here. Gets a really nice 9 combo there. Basically clearing all the way across the screen right now. But he's got a very little stack of panels right now. He's got to find this clear. Which it looks like, yeah, he's going to be able to find the greens, but once again, he's going to be threatened with a lot of low amounts of panels, and Pawn's just going to keep hammering away with these 5 chains. It's good to see Neo not slipping up immediately like those couple other games that he basically gave away, though. But that's what can happen when you get this far into a tournament. Especially even on level 8 still, man, you can get caught off guard pretty easily. 20 health is certainly not no 1 health that's on level 10, but it's still 1/3 of a second to react, and if you're just confused just for a little bit there, you're gonna usually take a loss. But Neo's struggling to find this garbage output right now. His pawn's been pretty consistent. Neo's survivability is better this time, which he's done pretty great throughout the tournament. But a little bit more garbage output, and he can maybe make pawn crack a little bit here, but so far it's not happening. Neo's got a lot of panels here, though. Let's see if he can make something happen. A little late on the swap, and that's just going to do it at the end, man. I think it was just, yeah, I believe it was just mostly fatigue there hitting Neo at the end. I've talked to him before in other games, too, and that can certainly happen from time to time. And, yeah, just he was pretty late there on that swap, and it kind of just messed up his rhythm for the rest of the clears to happen there for the rest of the match there. So a quick 4-1 for pawn. You know, the aggression just paid off there for him in the end, and now finishing at a tied record of 4-2 with Neo. I believe that's going to be enough for second place as we take a look at the standings one last time. And yeah, there it is. skpeter, he finishes 2 games above everyone, man. People taking trades off of one another, but not Peter. He had a lot of close sets, but it shows that, you know, he was pretty clutch in the end with all those last game situations. And he manages to pull through at 6-0. Pawn sniping that second place. If he managed to lose that game at the end, he probably would have finished in 5th or 4th due to tiebreakers between Guinea and Burks. But yeah, good stuff to pawn, winning 4 straight, finishing 2nd. And we have a slew of really close records with Neo, Burks, Guinea, Gamer, and Blenzer. Like, it was a pretty good week for everybody. A lot of close matches, and it could have gone anyone's way for this tournament. I was pretty excited to see all the results of the matches that we had.
Sure.
But yeah, now we got a little treat for you. We usually do this for the speedrun tournaments. We haven't done this yet for a panel attack, but hopefully we can start doing so. We're going to have an interview with Peter on his thoughts, because this is his first panel attack Biweekly win. So I want to see how he's feeling after this victory. And I think he's in here right now. If you can hear us, Peter, what's up, dude?
Hello, everyone.
So
wow.
Yeah, wow, Peter, that was some weekly, man. You survived death so many times, but you prevailed, didn't drop a single set, and you take home your first victory, man. I know it's been a couple weeks since, but explain how you felt after that Biweekly was up.
I mean, as I was saying in the chat, man, after this one, I felt like I could have a heart attack at any instant. Like, the matches were like so intense. And I mean, even my match against Gamer, which was even though I won that 4-0, that wasn't easy as well, man, because he was keeping up the pressure, and I just happened to get some lucky breaks on my match against him. But I mean, my highlight of this Biweekly was definitely my match against Blenzer. I mean, I still feel kind of bad because level 8 versus 10 is a rough matchup for whoever's playing on 10, regardless of like how good the person plays. It's so different than like the other the differences in other matchups, you know, other level differences. Level 8 versus 10 is just a different sort of beast, man. You can really tap onto the advantage you get from the fact that you have a higher health and the fact that you have less, you don't have the dark blues to deal with. And, the other, everything else is pretty much the same, fall speed, garbage clearing speed. So it just it puts out such a burden to whoever's playing on level 10. So, I mean, I wish I was, I wish I was good enough on level 10 to be able to play him on level 10. I still feel like I haven't reached that yet, but I will say this right here, right now. Next tournament, I will definitely play on level 10 because, I just, I just don't think it's fair, man.
Yeah, I will say to defend you in a little bit, that's Blinzer's decision. He can always play level 8 if he wants, even though he says it messes him up. But yeah, I get what you're saying, though. I totally understand where you're coming from.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. I just, when I'm playing this game, I just try to zone out, and I don't really, I just try not to get too much like phased out by the fact that I have a game deficit. So I'm like able to claw my way back to these last game situations. I don't really have much difficulty with those, and I mean, I don't know why. I just like when I play this game, I just like try not to. I just don't. I just try not to focus on the fact that I'm losing. I just try to play the game like one match at a time, and I mean, it's been working pretty well for me so far.
Yeah, for sure, dude. And I gotta say, this is like one of the most impressive victories I've seen. You've been one of the biggest improved players throughout the inception of panel attack, and to see you survive, I believe it was 4 or 5 of your 6 games all went to last game, and you clutched it every single time. Like, that's not something a lot of people can say they've done before.
I mean, to people who follow these biweeklies, it's kind of like standard for me to get to these last game situations. Whether it be like I make my way back to the last game, or or I just get comebacked on. That happens too, but it seems like pretty much almost all of my games seem to go through these last game situations. Which, I mean, I don't know. It's it's entertaining to whoever's watching, so I guess that's good.
Yeah, I know. I've gone to a game 7 or game 9 with you a few times in tournaments, but in the past I had been successful. But I'm scared now against skpeter, as Yoshimitsu puts it in the Twitch chat.
I mean, I don't know, man. I just it's not something it's not something I have in other games competitively. I mean, it just happens in this game for some reason. I don't know why. But yeah, man, that was definitely some very intense games. I enjoyed all of them, and I'm excited for the next one. I'm excited to see how well I'm gonna stack up on level 10, because I'm definitely trying that out. I feel like, you know, I feel like, you know, I'm in a too comfortable of a spot on level 8. So I kind of want to reach that next step, to be able to play with the best.